kind of going off of that as well, what is your motivation going to be when you get out of prison so you don't go back?
I think a lot of it will just be the trauma.
Right.
It'll just be all the traumatizing events, like all the traumatizing things, like all the times that the police had their knee on my neck, all the times I was in handcuffs that were too tight, all the times that my shit got broken, all the times that I had broken bones, like all the times, you know what I mean? Like just all of the things that have just made it so incredibly just like not what I'm ever trying to do again.
Right. Now, this is, you can answer it if you want. If you don't want, it's cool. If you could have like a redo in life, would you kind of take a different path than what you did instead of coming to prison?
I think if I could go back, if I could go back to a certain point in time, I would probably want to go back to like junior year of high school.
Okay.
And I'd like to start from there. Like, I feel like that would be the point where, like, I would really be able to benefit. Like, I'd be able to make some key decisions that would set the track of my life.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
Like, for instance, the biggest thing that I would do different is to join the Army or sooner. Like, I joined the Army when I was 21, 22. And if I would have joined when I was 19, they wouldn't have found my diabetes because I didn't have my diabetic onset until I was like 20.
Right.
So I would have been able to pass the test and get in and be just fine.
Okay, how about this? Would you, because one of my biggest things that, that I know about you is you went to college on a full football scholarship and you double majored in two great things, education and biology. Do you think if you got a redo in life, would you go to college and would you have completed your 4 years or however many years?
Yes, but I wouldn't have went at 18. I'd have went to the Army at 18 and got out and used my GI Bill to go back to school at 30, like I'm doing right now.
Okay, I see.
Because this is the age where I'm like, yes, I'm mature enough to appreciate the educational opportunity that is Ashland University that I have in front of me. Like, go Eagles.
Right. Do you feel like when you entered prison versus where you are now that your whole mental state has changed significantly?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In the way
I came to prison as like I would say I came to prison as like an inside lapdog.
Right.
Like I feel like I was an inside lapdog when I came, and I feel like I'm going home like a full blown like junkyard dog.
Right. So for people who don't know, tell us how prison actually how big environment is and how environment can really affect either positively or negatively of how you look at life and how you look like your overall mental state itself.
I mean, yeah, your environment is probably the single biggest factor. Like the single biggest factor of your mental health has to do with your the four walls that contain you.
Right.
And what you're allowed to put up. I have pictures, so Portia sends me these things called chat books, right? And the chat books are the most incredible. It's like a collection of 30 pictures, all laminated really nice in this little book, whatever. But she puts all different types of what do you call them? Memes, mimes. So she puts the memes in the book, but I'll pick a different meme and I'll open the book up and I'll leave the book sit and read that meme for the day, and I'll look at the pictures that she sends me, and I'll look at the pictures of the things and the stuff and all of the motivating. I have a picture that sis Lakia, we love you, the poster that she had in her bedroom when she was growing up, the Michael Jordan Art of the Dunk. I had her send me that. So it was she bought me the poster that she had when she was growing up as a kid so now it's the same poster on her wall. I've kept that with me ever since the day she sent it to me.
It's crazy.
Then I have all the shit that Portia sent me. I got the flyer for our Apocalypse game, which is actually pretty dope.
It's really crazy.
Stay tuned to the Apocalypse game.
Right. No, I think it's really I always tell people it's very crazy how the environment can really affect an individual's development over time, depending on where they are in life, right? It's really it really depends, right? We can argue and say it depends because you can either go left or right, depending on whatever left or right is. Right. It got to be good or it could be bad. If we look at the NBA, if we just take that as an example, a lot of NBA players come from really bad upbringings. They've seen gang life, they've You know, they've seen things that a lot of kids their age shouldn't have seen, but, you know, they had maybe some type of support kind of behind them being like, you know, if you do go down this way, this is the result. So they saw the outcome of it and they thought maybe, you know what, if I go a different route, I can change who I am. But then it kind of goes back into, you know, the whole concept of doubt, right? Am I going to make it out, you know? So did you ever felt doubt? Kind of, do you feel doubt of I'm able to change?
No, I never had any doubt that I was going to make it. I always had a pretty decent idea of self, maybe even to the point of a delusion of grandeur. But nonetheless, I mean, you know, healthy teenager doesn't have a little bit of delusion of grandeur. You know what I mean?
100%. 100%. So like a proper support system definitely can help, you know, sometimes it can and sometimes it can't.
And we were talking about, baby sis and I were talking about, she did an essay for school. She started in an essay for school and she talked about being a cheerleader.
Oh,
and
wow,
how
okay.
like growing up, my mom had like a homemade cheerleading uniform made for her, and like she would wear it at all the home games.
Mm-hmm.
And like my dad ran a scoreboard, and like we had like just a cute little, like perfect little life.
No,
and so there was
like,
nothing in my cards that said like prison was not in the cards for me.
Right.
Originally.
You know what? Like sometimes things just happen for a reason, you know? Sometimes things happen because, you know, you're supposed to learn something. You're supposed to pay a debt of some sort. It happens.
You know, Portia lives like 11 minutes from where I caught my case.
Wow.
And so there's a good chance, like if we were out, like if I was out, like we would have bumped into each other, never known it.
No, 100%. 100%. It's crazy how every minute of every second can just change how an outcome could be, which I think is insane. Don't you think?
Absolutely. That's one of the most incredible.
Right. No, for sure. It's like
that's like one of the most incredible things that even bring it back to motivation. Like that's one of the most incredible things that will keep you motivated. Like even if it, you know what I mean, goes or doesn't go, even if you make the decision, or you don't make the decision, like so now, like I wanted where I didn't want kids before.
Mm-hmm.
I want kids now. I feel like I've learned enough to pass on. Like I feel like I've learned lessons enough to pass on.
Right. No, for sure. 100%.
Like I would be able to be a good dad because I know enough. Like I know enough about the world that I'd be able to pass on skills that would help you survive.
Oh, 100%. 100%. For sure. It's crazy. Like motivation, people don't understand the effect of words and how it can really change an individual's life and the perspective of an individual's life. You know, if you meet the right person. But they don't understand how words can definitely hurt and change the outlook of an individual's life and how it can literally come sometimes like that, you know, could really be the end of an individual's life. You know? So I always say be mindful of what you say to others.
What do you think, Porsche?
I agree.
That is not what you're about to say. You want to be a podcast host, and that's your answer is 2 words. I agree. 7 letters.
I agree. I mean, words can make or break somebody. It's always nice to say, you know, like sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But words do hurt, and they do hurt, you know, bad sometimes. So sometimes, like, I would rather somebody like beat me up.
And the volume just by itself hurt?
Yes, the volume.
Even if you just say regular words?
Yes, the tone can hurt. All of that can hurt.
Really? Talk a little bit about that.
It's all about delivery. It's all about
Talk a little bit about that. Tell me about it.
Something. Because sometimes it's not really what you say, it's how you say it. And I am one to believe that it's more how you say it than even really what you say. Because, I mean, people will think about, you know, what someone said, but if you think about it, people also imitate how the person said it or how the person acted or what it sounded like.
Right, like a reenactment. Like when I do my...
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
Because that's the thing that, you know, somebody cares about and is listening for is how you're saying something, as opposed to
While
really
we do
so much
this,
what you're
I don't mean to
saying.
interrupt you. I'm sorry.
You're good.
while we do this, can you look up Lucas segment, play Lucas segment while we're recording? Because we're at 9:35, so
Yeah, I
wanted to try to get Lucas segment playing while I call back.
Okay, let me. I have to download
We can
it
still
on
talk.
my computer.
Oh. Well, you can just edit it at the end then. You can just
I'm gonna edit
end, just
it
make sure
in.
you delete this little section.
Yeah, I'm gonna delete this section and I'll edit it in.
So.
Because it was good.
I'll just record my outro then.
Okay.
And we'll just wrap it up.
Okay.
Hold on. Oh, all right. Well, I guess our time together is coming to an end, and I hope you guys enjoyed your VIP backstage pass into the Red Zone. And now that you know a little bit more about us, about our world, what we do, how we do it, and why we make it look so good, if you want to know more, make sure you check out our website. You can follow us online. Follow me at The Real LO, or you can email us at our Gmail account, 18theredzone@gmail.com. We want to make sure we give a big shout out to our Red Zone family as it grows, each member with a new nickname and a new position to play in our Red Zone, on our Red Zone team. Balancing the checkbooks, writing the checks, answering the calls, and editing our content, managing all of our curriculum and our Alpha to Omega clients. We appreciate you guys. Here in the Red Zone, we shatter glass ceilings just because. So make sure that you write in and interact with us, answer our question of the day, or write us a shout out. And the more unique, the better. If we choose your shout out, then we'll read it during our segment, our Big Cloud shout out segment. We'll send you a free t-shirt with your name on and a shoulder chevron. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. We need as much feedback as we can get. If you loved it, tell us. If you hated it, tell us, and we'll do our best to make it better. If you want to help, tell somebody about us. Make sure you click subscribe, and don't forget about my little homie Blue. That's the blue box underneath the screen with the capital D that says donate. We appreciate all the love and support. Remember, always keep your index finger on top of your middle. Hold your ring finger down with your thumb and stick your pinky out on some player shit, and salute your haters, because without them, who would we do it for, man? Until next time, be good or be good at it. I'm your chief, and this is the Red Zone, and we're out. It's Motivational Monday. Thanks for listening. Free LO, free tattoo, free to guide, man. We love y'all.